Hello guys! So I don't know how many times I've filmed this video, probably 2 or 3. It's a lot harder than it sounds to talk about this topic. For me especially, trying not to portray it in a way that offends my friends. I know that sounds so bad, but I just want to be honest and I don't want to sugarcoat anything. So this is the last time I'm filming this. If it doesn't go right, then I'm just posting it anyways. So today I am going to be talking about my year off, or opening up about it, if you will. The reason I wanted to do this video was to give you guys advice if you're thinking of taking a year off, or you're also curious about BSSM and what it's like transitioning from that, because that's where I was before I decided to take my year off. But whether you came from BSSM or you're coming from high school or college or you're in the middle of college, whatever it is, we're pretty much on the same page. We're taking a different path from probably all of our friends. And it's scary and hard, and so I wanted to share that with you. And maybe some of my friends and family are wondering how my year's actually been without the sugarcoating surface conversation, you know? So I'm gonna do that for you today. I'm gonna tell you about it, and I'm scared, to be honest. If you're somebody that I know that's watching this, please don't take it personally, don't take it to heart what I'm gonna say. I'm not at all trying to say that I don't love my friends, I'm not grateful or any of that. That's not the plan of this video, that's not my heart, it's not me at all. So just keep that in mind before I start. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a brief summary of BSSM. Obviously, I can't really tell you all about it because that would take a million years, but pretty much BSSM is a ministry school in California, and a lot of people go there because they want to work in a church, or they want to be a missionary, or they just want to have a year of self-growth. A year of self-growth. Or maybe they just want to go because they feel like God is telling them to go. I don't know. Everybody has a different reason. I decided to go because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, to be honest. I wanted the passion for God that I've seen in a couple people, but not everybody. I wanted to learn it I wanted to have it for myself, and I wanted to grow and figure out who I am. So I was like, okay, I am not going to college right away. I'm gonna go to this school instead. And it was the best decision I ever made, to be honest. I met people that I didn't know existed. It's a community that a lot of people crave, but they don't have at home. I came home with a lot of momentum and I was very excited. But as time went on, I lost it. I didn't have the community around me every single day that I was used to, and so that was really hard. It was really hard for me to come from so much to so little, because that was the mindset that I had. I was like, where are all the people that lift me up every second of the day, you know? I was so used to people carrying me, even with God, even with relationships with God. It made it so easy for me because I had people to carry me. So when I came home, I had a few people that I was close to, but it wasn't the same. And I hadn't learned yet how to be grateful for every person in my life, how to be grateful for whatever I have in the moment, not thinking about what I don't have. But I was thinking about what I didn't have, and that literally made me so sad all the time. I was so confused, so angry, and alone, lonely. It was not fun. But I was still planning on going to second year. This is just during the summer. This was how my summer went. Took me a while to get a job, but the job I did get was good. After a month, it was great. It was at an ice cream place, and the people I worked with were so real and so fun, and that really brought me up a lot. But still, my relationship with God was very on and off. I was still pursuing it, and I was still hearing from God, and things were going great, but there was still the community that I was missing. But as time went on, I realized that I didn't have enough money to go to second year, and I was still believing for a miracle. I was like, God, like, we can still do this. Like, why is this not happening? God, I believe you, but why? Why is this not happening for me, like, right now? I was pretty confused for a while. I was very stubborn. I was like, okay, I'm still going to second year. This is still happening, because if I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no plan. There was no plan B. But then I stepped back and I was like, okay, God, what do you want? What is your plan for me? And I prayed about it for a couple weeks, and I felt like God wanted me to stay home. And that was very scary for me. I did not plan that. I was so scared of being lonely the whole year. I didn't know who I was gonna meet, if I was gonna have any friends, any of that. If I was, yeah, I just didn't know what to expect, but that was what it was. And as time went on, my happiness and confidence got a lot worse, and I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was doing. I became really hard on myself for like not reading my Bible every day, or not putting myself out there to meet people. Whatever it was, I put it all on me, because I guess I had a lot of expectation for myself and who I was and who I wanted to be and who I thought I was. So as time went on, my community still wasn't really growing. I was going to church twice a week, talking to people there, but when I came home was the hard part. When I was home alone, I was like, what am I doing? What is going on? Like, where are all the people? And a few months went by. I got a different job at a retail store, and that was really good, but still it wasn't really quite happening for me. The community wasn't there. And I realized I was so used to having all these people around me carrying me and kind of doing the work for me, that I just expected that to happen when I came home too. Okay, I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing the way that BSSM taught me, or that I didn't step out on my own at all there, but all I'm really trying to say is that I went from a lot of really good influences every day to not so much, and that was what made it hard. Not that I didn't learn how to step out on my own or any of that. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, because it's so cringy watching this video and not adding something every 2 seconds, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. And it obviously was not happening, because it's just a completely different atmosphere. It's not gonna be the same everywhere you go. So I realized that I needed to step out and talk to people. Obviously, it's not that I wasn't talking to people, it's just I wasn't letting them in. And it turns out that the first person that I talked to, or the first person that I really reached out to, was going through the same thing as me. We related to each other so much, and I was like, okay, God, like, thank you. Obviously, this is great. And things started looking up from there. And you're probably like, Destiny, like, where are you going with this? How is this gonna help me with my year off? Obviously, this is my year off in a nutshell. But what I learned from this year off is that if you don't have strong community that you know is gonna be there for you, you have to know that you have to put in the work. If you're coming from high school, think about it. Probably 80% of your friends are going off to college. Whether it's 10 minutes away or an hour away, they're still going to be busy. They're going to go to college, meet new friends, probably hang out with you a couple times, but don't expect your year off to happen for you. Don't expect amazing memories and wonderful learning experiences to happen for you, because it's not. Because it's so easy to say, I don't have homework, I have all this time, I'm just gonna hang out and watch Netflix, or I'm just gonna chill, you know? And that's fine for a couple days, but it's so easy to get in the habit of that and just make that everyday life and be like, well, this is my year off, I'm gonna relax. But then 6 months go by, and you realize your year off is almost done. And what did you accomplish? And sometimes people get lucky. Sometimes it does just fall into your hands. but especially for me, and I'm sure for you, I'm not saying it's going to be the easiest thing or the hardest thing you've ever done, but it's going to be something. You're going to have to do something. And that's my advice to you if you are thinking of doing a year off. And if you're somebody coming from BSSM, you're going to find it hard at first to not have all those people around you, but I promise you there is going to be at least one person that you will connect with, but you have to put in the effort. And if you have so much ideas for your church, if you have so much vision, make sure you serve first. That is probably my biggest piece of advice. And you can be a leader and a server at the same time. It's not one or the other. Oh, and my biggest thing, if you, oh my gosh, even if you're in the middle of a year off right now and you're like, why am I so upset? Like, why is this not the best year of my life? Take a look at how grateful you've been. And that'll probably be your answer. Because about a month ago, I was like, oh my gosh, ungratefulness has been literally crippling my happiness. It's paralyzed me. It's like taken over my whole life. And that is really when everything switched around for me when I started becoming grateful, because that is where the gold is. Trust me, that is where you're gonna find the most happiness. I know this is a different video than my other ones, but I want to be real and I want to be myself, and that's what this channel is for. It's not just for me to be funny and weird, but that is definitely part of it. It's for me to just, honestly, it's to help myself be understood and share what I've learned in life. If any of you have made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I hope I gave you some advice and helped you a bit with your decision, or maybe the decision you've already made. And I'm just gonna leave you with this. It's okay to not know what you want to do next. I still don't know. I'm going back to second year, but I have no idea where that's gonna take me, and that's fine. I'm almost 20 years old, and that's still young. You don't have to know your whole life story 10 years ahead of time. Give yourself some time to have fun and be young and make stupid decisions. As for what's next for this channel, my family and I are moving soon. We're going on a cruise soon. That's gonna be super fun. So I'm really excited to film that. My birthday's soon, so guys, we're gonna have some really fun videos next. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!